Hello friends. So today we'll be discussing about inclusive growth and sustainable development. Also some other basic concepts. So let's get started with our discussion. So inclusive growth is the process and outcome where all group of people have participated in the organization of growth and have benefited equitably from it. This is the definition given by UNDP of inclusive growth. Inclusive growth, in simple words, we can say participation process plus well-being. Participation process means in the process, participation of all people should be ensured. Inclusive, simply we can say including all the peoples in the process of growth. That is called as inclusive growth. Now, what's the difference between economic development versus inclusive growth? Economic development is the process of economic growth accompanied by progressive change in the socio-economic structure of economy. Socio-economic structures means education, health, roads, and these kind of things. So progressive change in socio-economic infrastructure. This is economic development. But economic growth, inclusive growth means this particular outcome though should be there, but also this should be given through the process, that is participatory process. Economic development is just, it is an outcome. What is the outcome? The outcome is to increase the welfare. Increase welfare, we have to increase welfare here in the economic development. Anyhow, we have to increase it. It doesn't mean that you are including all the peoples or not. It doesn't matter. Somehow you have to increase the welfare. But in inclusive growth, it is a process. In this process, participation of all people and outcome is welfare. Okay, so welfare should be there with the help of this participatory process. Here only, welfare should be achieved anyhow. Doesn't mean that you are including people, but here you have to include all the people, and welfare all of them should be ensured. So they should get the equal benefit from the process. Okay, now economic development. Economic development should be ensured, or the different measures to achieve this economic development are these measures. They are called redistributive measures. So these measures are like subsidies or welfare payments like pensions or old pensions and scholarship, these kind of things. So these redistributive measures helps in economic development. This is the question here, that do you think that these redistributive measures helps in economic development? Yeah, we can say ki, yeah, for some extent we can say ki these redistributive measures like subsidies and welfare payments helps in the economic development. You know, it increases the welfare, it increases the well-being in the society. But the same question here in inclusive growth, do you think that these redistributive measures should also, these also ensures the inclusive growth? We can't directly say that these measures also ensure the inclusive growth. Why I'm saying that these redistributive measures not directly ensures the inclusive growth? Because these redistributive measures are like, these could increase the welfare for a short period of time. For the time you are giving them the services, or you are giving them subsidies, or giving them welfare payment, they are away from the hunger or poverty. But at the time, but by the time when you will not give them those subsidies, or those welfare payments, they will be hungry, and they will be having deplorant poverty in them. Now, inclusive growth means including all the peoples, but these redistributive measures, these redistributive services are not as such generally provided to all people, all section of the societies. So we can't say कि these redistributive measures also ensures, or they directly measures the inclusive growth in the society, because it is not including all the people. It is certainly increasing the welfare in the society, but not participation of all the peoples in the society. So, and what is the here's one of the important difference between these two, economic development and inclusive growth. There's one saying that giving person a fish versus teaching person how to catch a fish. So economic development is like giving person a fish. By the time he's having the fish, uh, he's having no hunger or these kind of things. But when he will finish this fish, he will be not having any employment, or he will not having anything to eat. So this economic development is like giving person a fish, versus inclusive growth is a kind of thing, means teaching person how to catch a fish. If you will teach a person that how to catch a fish, then doesn't matter that if you are giving him next time or not, because he is able to get to the roots, and he knows how to catch the fish, and every time he doesn't need your help to get something to eat, or get something to survive. He can survive with those techniques, with those methods. But if you are lying persons on yourselves that you are giving every time to them, then it will be certainly a matter of course. So uh, at the end, what could be the conclusion of from it, that government should not focus on enhancing welfare only. They should also focus on the process. On the process means they should focus on this inclusive growth. Inclusive, they should also focus on including all the peoples. They should also focus on the process. And what is the process? Participatory process. All the people should be participate, or should be participation, and they should be getting benefit from those that process. Now here are the some components of inclusive growth. What are the different components of inclusive growth are like employment generation. Employment generation is the component, and then poverty reduction, equal opportunity for all, and women empowerment, good governance, skill development, and access to basic amenities. These are the few of basic components of inclusive growth. Uh, Now, here are some basic concepts that you people should be knowing about. So, human development. Human development is the basic concept. So, what does it mean? It is the process of widening people choices, as well as raising the well-being of people achieved. Widening people choices means giving him the power to select more options, giving him the power of having more alternatives. Okay, so widening people choices, how this should be ensured, how people's making choices, this kind of area should be widened. So this should be ensured through the increasing per capita income. If the income of a person will increase, his area of choices will also increase, and this will lead to the human development. So human development directly means increasing the quality of life. Increasing the quality of life, how the quality of life will increase? So quality of life will increase if the per capita income of person will increase. Now next thing is human resource development. Now here was human development, now here is human resource development. Human development is a wide concept, but this is a narrow concept. Human resource development, this focuses on human capital formation. Human capital formation, it refers to the process of enhancing productive potential of human beings. Enhancing productive potential means uh, providing him education, increasing his skill, providing training and this kind of thing, so his productivity should increase. Okay, so this will lead to the human resource development. So this is the narrow concept as compared to this human development. Now, standard of living. Standard of living, what does it mean, standard of living? Here's the question: does this standard of living shows the well-being of people? Direct question. uh, do you think the standard of living shows the well-being of people? Standard of living, standard of living doesn't show the well-being of people. It, what does it show? It shows the access to material things. Standard of living means, we oftenly say that he's having, kind of decent kind of standard of living, means he's having more or larger access to material things. So this is measured by the per capita income. And quality of life, quality of life means enhancing well-being. Enhancing well-being, this is the broader concept, quality of life, than standard of living. If a person is having higher standard of living, does it mean that he is also having the a decent quality of life? Because in quality of life, it doesn't only includes the income part or like this kind of thing, but it also includes the happiness and mental state. These kind of things also included in this quality of life. So can we say that all rich peoples are having uh, you know uh, higher standard of living and also the decent or higher quality of life? All rich peoples are having higher standard of living and higher quality of life? No, we can't say, because a person could have this high standard of living, but at the simultaneous he can't, we can't say he, this could be true कि he is having decent standard of living, and at the same time he's having decent quality of life, but not uh, all the time, not all the time true that certainly he's having standard of life high and also quality of life high. Also, other question here is that, do you think very low, very poor people could have this higher quality of life? Quality of life means having happiness in life and all those kind of things, and rather, the fact that he's not having the standard of life means he's not having access to more material things. Despite of this fact, do you think that he could have this decent quality of life? No, not a very poor person, or we can't also say that a very high or rich person could also have both these things. But yeah, we could say कि lower middle class people could have this, despite of this कि he's not having a decent standard of life, but he could be happy. But in the case of very lower people, he will be not having these tools also. Now, types of capital. What are the different types of capital? So, economic capital means machinery, factory, etc. Human capital means quantity and quality of labor force, education, skills, and all this kind of thing. Social capital. Social capital means interpersonal relation. What kind of interpersonal relation peoples are having, and cooperation and coordination among peoples. This is called social capital. Natural capital means natural resources, soil, etc., land. Uh, So these were the some basic concepts of this uh, basic things. Now next important thing is sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Sustainable development, in simple word we can say, it is the process of development that can be sustained in the future. This is a simple thing, that this is the sustainable development. Now the definition given by United Nations World Conference on Economic and Development, Economics and Development. This was given by Brundtland Commission, mm, Norway's PM. So they said that sustainable development, it is the development which meets the need of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own need. So it is the development which meets the need of present, but without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own need. Okay, it calls for intergenerational equity. Okay, intergenerational equity means whatever the access to resources this generation is having should also be given to the future generation. So yeah, it is related to carrying capacity. Means sustainable development is related to carrying capacity. Carrying capacity means capacity of environment to absorb the adverse impact of human activity. Now next thing is, what are the different features of sustainable development? So a real GDP increases, social welfare increases, and conservation of environment. Different dimensions of sustainable development means economic dimension, social dimension, environmental dimension. And indicators of sustainable development as green GDP. Green GDP means it is the GDP adjusted for the cost of environmental degradation. Green GDP adjusted for environmental degradation, cost of environmental degradation. Green GDP is equals to GDP minus degradation of environmental cost. And genuine saving, gross saving money, uh, depreciation in man-made capital minus depreciation in natural capital. So genuine saving. These are the two indicators of sustainable development. What are the different threats to this sustainable development? So depletion of resources, renewable and non-renewable resources, degradation of environment, so pollution, soil erosion, deforestation, etc. And what and the loss of biodiversity. These are threats to sustainable development. Measures of sustainable development. So how could we ensure the sustainable development? So product subsidies to be replaced by DBT, direct benefit transfer. So these product subsidies leads to the overconsumption of resources or depletion of resources. So this should be replaced by this direct benefit transfers. And poverty alleviation. Poverty should also be alleviated. And market linked approach means a pollution tax should be imposed on the industries or the firms, and subsidies on environment friendly technologies or commodities should be given. Cautious use of non-renewable resources, those resources which could not be regenerated, or which could be regenerated after millions of years. So uh, those resources should be used cautiously. And uh, increasing the technology should be advanced. And pollution should be decreased. And renewable resources to be used in limits within country, so these can be replenished by uh, environment. So these should be used in limits. Okay. And circular approach to be adopted. Circular approach to be admitted. How? So circular approach means production then consumption, and these finished product after consumption should be recycled, means no wastage of resources. Then organic farming should be adopted and increase the participation of people. Awareness should be given, awareness campaign should be organized, and increase in the participation of local bodies. In means local bodies should be told to uh, aware the local peoples, and international cooperation should be invited for the development, or the for the sustenance of, or for the ensuring the sustainable development. Okay, thank you so much.